Little Sis for Classroom is a web-based application that gives school leaders, coaches, and support staff administrative capabilities in the Google Classrooms. Administrators have the ability to add teachers, add co-teachers, remove teachers and co-teachers, and as well as archive the classrooms. To get started, you would first need to log in with Google. Logging in with Google requires our single sign-on login, which are our credentials that we would use on a regular basis for our email. Once you log into your Little Sis application, you will navigate over to the left of your screen to the Explore tab. The Explorer tab will allow you to add those classroom teachers, add co-teachers, as well as remove co-teachers and archive the classrooms. We'll first start off with adding teachers. Click on the Explore tab. Once you click on the Explore tab, it will generate the classrooms for the classes on your campus. To add a teacher to your classroom or a co-teacher, you will select the classroom, go to the top of the screen, click on the tab Teachers, and select the Add Co-Teachers to the selected classroom. You can do multiple classrooms at a time simply by clicking on the open white box, clicking on Teachers, and clicking on Add a Co-Teacher to the selected classes. Once you've selected those classrooms, you'll click Add Co-Teachers. Notice we have 3 classrooms selected, so it's asking us if we would like to add those co-teachers to those 3 selected classrooms. We're going to click on Add Co-Teacher to Classroom. Here, it will ask us to confirm if we want to add all 3 of those classes listed below. If we would like to add all 3 of those classes, we can simply click this box at the top and it will select all. If we've decided to only add maybe 2 classes to have co-teachers, we can select those 2. But to select all, it's easier to click on the square at the top. Once we've done that, we're going to click on the Continue button. It will give you a message letting you know that the teacher you selected will be added to all 3 classes. You're going to select the teacher's name that you would like added to the class. By doing this, we can either do it through the email address, and normally what it would do is it will generate those email addresses associated with the first part of the name. If it takes a while, if you type in the rest, it will give you that teacher's name. Once generated, you will see a drop down with the selected teacher's name. If they have a particular icon or a photo, it will be easily identifiable to you. You would click on that teacher's name, and then you would click on the button Continue. If you wanted to add in any more teachers, you can do so by typing in that teacher's email address, and so on and so forth. Once we've done this, we're going to click on the Continue button. Here, it will ask you if you would like the teacher to be automatically removed from the co-teacher position. You can opt in to a specific time frame for access. For example, you can either choose to have that teacher have access for 1 hour, 1 day, or for a specific amount of time. You can also choose them to not be removed at all. If you're doing an observation and you wanted to have access quickly to their Google Classroom, or even to sync a Google Classroom to GoGuardian for a specific amount of time, you can select it to have that time here, or you can customize it by using Until. If you're permanently placing a teacher in there for the duration of the school year, you want to select on Do Not Remove. For the purpose of this training, I'm going to select for 1 hour so that we're not in this teacher's classroom for the majority of the year. Once we select our time, we're going to click on Continue. Here, this will allow me to send the primary teacher an email letting them know that I am adding a specific person to their classroom. Here is the generated email that they give you. If you have any questions, please contact me and then your name. Right here, I'm just going to put for training purposes only. Please disregard. You also have the option to not send an email, and you will kind of be in that classroom incognito until they realize that there's access to that classroom there. Sending that email off to them will give them a blanket email that's automatically generated. Once that's done, you click on continue. This email, the second one, is for the co-teacher. You're notifying the co-teacher that they've been added to the classroom. So if you notice over here, it lets you know which ones they've been added to: science, social studies, and math. Again, this generated message is here. You can leave that here or you can customize it for yourself. Again, this is for training purposes only. So I do want to let the teachers know that. If you're doing a quick observation or if you're adding that teacher in for support, you can put that as well. Again, you also have the option to not send that email off to the teacher. Once you're done, you'll see that message has generated here. It sends a notice to that teacher, letting them know that they've been added to the Google Classroom, and then we're going to click on continue. Here is just your summary and your confirmation, and this is just allowing them to know, or allowing you to know, that these changes will be made, that these teachers will be added as co-teachers to these classrooms, and it's just a safeguard for you so that you know you can go through to make sure you have not made any mistakes in adding those teachers to the classroom. If you want the teachers to reply directly to you in the notifications that you've sent, you can always put a reply email address here, which would simply be your email address. And again, this is optional. You don't have to put that here. The last button that you would click is the proceed button. This is basically confirming that you want to make the teacher additions that are detailed above. And those additions are here as myself being added as a co-teacher and Ms. Washington being added as a co-teacher to these courses on this side. Once I click on the proceed button to make the changes, you will see at the top, it will give you a percentage of completion. Once it has been completed, those teachers that have been added as co-teachers now have access to the Google Classroom as co-teachers, and they are able to give and receive assignments there. Now, in the event that we wanted to remove a teacher from a classroom or a co-teacher from a classroom, it's the same steps, except for instead of clicking on add a teacher, we would select on remove a teacher. So I'm going to select those classrooms again. I'm going to go to the top to teachers, and then I'm going to click on remove co-teachers from 3 selected classes. We've selected these 3 classes, and we're going to remove those co-teachers from those 3 selected classes. Again, it's going to give you a confirmation asking if you confirm to remove those co-teachers from the 3 classes listed below, and we have all 3 of those classes here. Remember, if I want to choose all of them, instead of going through each to click, I can just click the box at the top. If I want to choose one specifically, I can just click on that one singular. I'm going to click the box at the top because we want to remove co-teachers from the classrooms that are listed here. Once I do that, our next step is to click on continue. And then it's going to ask me to select the co-teachers that I would like to remove. It's going to give you a message in red saying that if you select the co-teachers, it's going to remove them from the course. Make sure that you are choosing those teachers correctly. So I'm going to click on myself. I'm going to click on Ms. Washington. Those are the ones that I want to remove. And then I'm going to click on select. Okay. If I click on all, it's going to take all of my teachers away, and we don't want that to happen. We only want to select those ones that we want to remove. We still have this teacher here as a co-teacher, and we have our teachers that we're removing on this side. I'm going to click on the continue button. Once I click on the continue button, just like before, it's going to send an email to the primary teachers email to let her know that she's receiving this code notification because teachers were being removed from her Google Classroom. Again, I'm going to let this teacher know that this is for training purposes only. And that she can disregard it. That message will be generated here. Also remember that this is optional. You do not have to send that to your teachers. If I wanted to allow that teacher to reply back to me, I can simply put in my email address here so that she can reply back. Again, this is an option. The next thing I'm going to do is click on continue. Once I click on continue, it's again going to give me a confirmation that I am removing these co-teachers from these classrooms. I had 2 co-teachers placed in, myself and Ms. Washington, and I'm going to remove those same co-teachers from these 3 classrooms. Once I click on the proceed with co-teacher removal, the green button, again, it'll show you a percentage of completion at the top and a little countdown of how long it's going to take. And then I would have removed those teachers from the classroom. To archive the room, we will still take the same steps in the Explorer. We're already here in the Explorer. Sometimes, in some instances, we need to archive Google Classrooms because our teacher has either moved to a different grade level or moved to a different school and that classroom is still active. This is also a safety precaution because once the students are added and that teacher is still present in the Google Classroom as far as being associated with the email address, those students still have access to that Google Classroom, and without the supervision of a teacher, it makes it a safety issue. So we would like to remove those classrooms or archive those classrooms so that the students don't have access to unmanaged classrooms. So in order to do that, what we would do is we would search that teacher out by name. I'm going to just use myself. And then we will find the classroom that we would like to archive. I have 2 practice classrooms here, and I'm going to say that I want to archive the practice Google Classroom. I'm going to select that classroom by selecting the white square, and then I'm going to come over to Classrooms. Classrooms will give me the option to archive the selected class. It is very important that you do not delete the selected classroom. Once a classroom is deleted, it's gone forever. Archiving a classroom just places it in, let's say, a virtual file cabinet so that it is not accessible, but it is still there. So we want to make sure that we're clicking on archive the selected classroom rather than delete. So once I've dropped down the menu from Classroom, I'm going to select Archive Selected Classroom, and then I'm going to select the course. Once I select the course, which is the Practice Google Classroom, I'm going to click on Continue. Again, I can send a primary teacher an email. However, if that teacher is no longer on campus, it's absolutely not necessary, so we can uncheck this box. And then we can click on Continue. It will give me a summary notification saying you will be archiving 1 classes. Notification emails will not be sent to the primary teachers because remember I unchecked that box. And it says for the last part, the green button again, it wants you to confirm that you want to archive the selected classroom. You're going to click on Proceed. I want to archive the selected classroom. And that classroom will be archived. It will give you a message here that it has been archived. The students no longer, nor the teacher, have accessibility at that moment to that classroom. If you have any questions on how to use Little Sis within your school and you need personalized assistance, here is our EdTech team and our email addresses. Thank you for watching.